Good morning, Hags. Good morning, good friend. Good morning. It's getting ready to be rainy here for the next 4 to 5 days in a row. Today's our last dry day for a dry day for about a week, according to the forecasts. Good morning, Tyler. Yeah, I'm not the biggest. Believe it or not, I like snow better than rain. Rainy there too, Sibes. Good morning, Trenty. Yeah, poor Ruffy. I want to hear a conspiracy theory that I believe in. Tyler, I'm not much of a conspiracy theory guy. I typically find that they're more for entertainment than fact. Typically. Um, there might be something out there that I tend to agree with, but I'd have to have someone tell me because I don't get too involved. I'm more of an Occam razors guy. Usually the simplest explanation is the right one. Usually. I try to keep it simple. Good morning, everybody. How about you, Tyler? Do you have a conspiracy theory that you believe in? Bear, Cyber, Buddy, Narwhal. Good morning, Narwhal. Laura, have a divine. It's so divine. I'm so used to saying have a divine day to you. Good morning, Laura Divine. Four Leafy. Good morning, Forzy. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Don't forget to change your chat options to good morning, Niffy. Don't forget to change your chat options. There you go, Tyler. Not off the top of your head, but you enjoy listening to them. That sort of makes my point. I think a lot of people enjoy listening to them. Like I said, they're more for entertainment. Ultimately, even if it's just intellectual entertainment. I tend to be empirical with my thinking. Do you think we're ever at 100% chaos or 100% order, Narwhal? Do you think that? Do you think we ever reach the 100% of either of those categories? I'm not sure. I definitely know that the nature is cyclical. We definitely experience cycles. Good morning, Lynette. Good morning, Rodmont. Good morning, Jesus Christ in Australia. What's this now? They have opened age verification. Is that right? There's a lot I like about age verification, though. There's a lot I like about it, the idea of it, anyways. That's where I'm sort of at, Narwhal. I'm not sure we've ever experienced both either 100% either way. If we were 100% chaotic or 100% in order, that wouldn't really line up with nature. Back to my thought with Tyler, I tend to be empirical in my thinking, meaning I need to see evidence. Not the doubting Thomas type of believer, but I'm just, evidence proves more than conjecture. I agree, Higgs. It's too bad we've come to that, but it's probably good that we've come to it. Age verification. We've done a lot of damage to our youth through this whole. I mean, and the facts are there. We can't deny them. Since 2012, the suicide rates and the depression rates and the mental health rates of our children because they're not getting outside and playing on swings and playing paper tag and hide and go seek and all the stuff us old folks talk about. "16 years on YouTube. I think I've been on YouTube I've been involved with about 6 years. Tea with Pops for 5 plus now. Wait, suicidal since the age of 5, Norwal? Hmm, that bums me out. Excuse me. I want to share something with you guys. Now, many of you have seen this video, 2 videos I'm going to show. And many of you, if you have my IG page, have seen it. And I want you to know that the reason I'm playing it isn't because of my ego. It truly isn't. It's because in the Tao Te Ching, verse 78, a lot of the teaching is about keeping things simple and just kind of go back to the basics and enjoy basic things. Enjoy simple things. And it includes food. And I used to be the guy, the only thing I enjoyed is if I went to a 5-star dinner. And I sat there with the perfectly white tablecloths and the crystal champagne glass and waited to be served. And yes, I've eaten some good meals that way. But I can tell you something else. My thinking is, you can really make some nice stuff yourself when you try, when you experiment, when you do it. You really can. And it's the simple joy of cooking. And then the simple joy for me lately, my 1-person dinner parties. Thank you, Nerdy. I like what you said. Live simply so that others can simply live. I love that. I love that. So I've had 1-person dinner parties. And not because I'm alone. Well, obviously I'm alone at my dinner party. But it's been incredibly enjoyable. I've been on this little bit of a path to just learn how to cook myself a little bit. So while some of you have seen this, you know that there are a lot of people on this channel that don't watch my IG page. And then there's people that aren't even here live during the morning. But they go back and watch the program later on during the day or at their own time of choosing. So I'm sharing this just to share how fun it is to cook at home and how nice it is to return to basics. Okay? I made these the other night. My first homemade tortillas. I had to buy the tortilla press, $17. The mixture itself, you can buy a bag of this mixture. The masa harina for less than $5. Less than $5. And you can probably make 500. I probably out of that bag can probably get 250 tortillas. Okay. Yes, I'm sure you could use a rolling pin too, Nerdy. I'm not sure it would come out perfectly round. But yeah, these are corn tortillas. Can you imagine for less than $5 how many tortillas I'm going to get? And this is quite literally the best. Nope, they're very plain. They're corn. But literally, I'm not being hyperbolic. These are probably the best corn tortillas I've ever tasted in my life. I take them like this and then I fry them. Oh yeah, Joe, Jose, you could probably make put a little bit of mushrooms in there too. Shredded up mushrooms. Good call. It was absolutely it just delicious to the brain, to my taste buds. And it was so neat to do it myself. That was the message I'm trying to show you guys. Enjoy the simplest things like making a tortilla. First time in my life, 68 years old, first time I've always bought tortillas. I've never made one before. No, I got this bag at Kroger. Masa harina. There's different kinds of masa, but you want to get the masa harina, and it has certain properties that allow it to do what we're doing here and taste just like it's a corn tortilla. Isn't that cool? Isn't that the best? And I had the nicest Mexican dinner. I put Spanish rice, a homemade Spanish rice. I did buy my the beans in a can. Soon I'm gonna make my own my own refried beans from scratch. It's a bag of beans and some spices. But I did buy the canned, and I spiced it up a little bit, made them a little extra special. Some roast meat. I did a roast beef in a Dutch oven. Made my own roast beef, and then I shredded the roast beef to add a little meat and tomatoes, and that was it. And I sat there and had a dinner party for one. And I just invite you guys try cooking some different things at home. See how much fun it is, and how great it tastes because you cooked it yourself. Okay. Oh, this would make a great breakfast. No, well, smokers are neat too. Good call. Isn't that beautiful? Now, we went to our next, hold please. We went to our next experiment. And I've always been a fan of egg rolls. I told you guys I've been shopping for the greatest egg roll, going to every Chinese restaurant in the greater Detroit area and ordering an egg roll and trying it out and then grading it on a scale of 1 to 10 and trying to find the best egg rolls I could find. Well, guess what I decided to do? I decided make my own egg rolls. So I spent a day or so going through YouTube looking at different tutorials about how to make an egg roll at home. And I did it. My homemade egg rolls. What's up with that? Yeah. My homemade egg rolls. This is a sausage and cabbage and carrot with a little bit of that leftover Spanish rice from my other meal. And that's it. Some oyster sauce, a little bit of soy sauce. You take a butter wash and you put it around the edges of the egg roll wrapper. You can buy the egg roll wrappers right at your local grocery store, Kroger's. And there it is. And the egg wash is more or less of a natural glue. Deep fry, Mellow. I have a deep fryer. You can fry them in a pan too, and like about a quarter inch of oil, and just slowly roll it in the pan. You don't need a deep fryer. Okay? Easiest thing in the world. I thought it was going to be all hard and complicated and difficult. It was the easiest thing in the world. And my house smells amazing when we're cooking like this. Ruffy just sits there at the end of the kitchen. He knows he's not allowed in the kitchen, so he sits where he can see me and he watches me, and I know he's just dying for me to drop something. Look at that. Easiest thing. I was so surprised at how easy it was. Yeah. And you can make them with. I'm gonna practice like Harvey just said, fusion. I'm gonna use different ingredients on a couple of different egg rolls now. Pot stickers sound good. Isn't this neat? And I'm only showing this. I'm not showing off. I'm sharing it. I would love to see you guys experiment a little in your kitchen and experience the joy of it. Isn't that beautiful? Here they are made. Dip them in duck sauce for sure. Okay. So there's 9 of them rolled up. You get 12 egg roll wrappers in a package. So I still have 3 left over. I'm going to do some experimenting with. I'm going to experiment with my internal ingredients after deep frying. You guys better think those are delicious. You better think that those are delicious. And in this form here, you can put them in a zipper lock bag and put them in your freezer. Take them out of the freezer anytime you want and make yourself an egg roll that's already prepared. You can do the same thing this way. Already cooked, just reheat them. Delicious. Scale of 1 to 10, 9.3. 9.3. Not gonna lie. Dipping it in duck sauce. Boom. Like that. It was so neat. It was so neat. It's like I don't need to go out and spend a lot of money. Egg roll wraps and a little bit of internals and having the best meal you can ever believe. All by yourself, sitting at home. Just delicious. Getting back to the basics. That deserves a boop. 9 boops. So thanks for letting me share that. I was sharing it with those that don't see my IG page. Right? What's Wazzy saying? Waz always says. Waz, that's funny. Skill game. Guess the weight and I'll send it to you. I wish you could send this food. Somebody come up with a way that Pops can send food and I will do it. Okay? Somebody come up with a way. What can I do to send food? So thank you for letting me share that with you guys. Canito, my latest IG is tea time underscore with underscore pops. Dry ice. Ice pack in a styrofoam container. I bet that, yeah. I think there's even a place around here that sells dry ice. Let me look into that. But I want to tell you guys, vacuum seal it, freeze it, and 2-day delivery with dry ice. Walmart has dry ice. I didn't know that. Myers sells dry ice. I didn't know that. I do a lot of shopping at Myers. I'll have to ask them. I have a Myers. I either shop at Myers or Kroger lately. Hmm. Good call, you guys. I'll have to try that. I'll experiment with one of you guys and see how that goes. I didn't know that, Nerdy, that grocery stores have dry ice. I didn't know that. I thought I had to go to the dry ice store. There's a place around here. I used it about 4 years ago, dry ice, in lieu of, I didn't have uh, uh excuse me, um, I'm drawing a blank. Senior moment. Um, I didn't have a dehydrator, and I tried using dry ice to freeze dry. I didn't have a freeze dryer, and I wanted to freeze dry some shrooms, so I used a dry ice technique, and it worked. It worked, but not nearly as good as the machine. Dry ice. Anyway, thanks for letting me share that with you guys. That was fun. It's been so fun to cook and experiment and smell the smells in the home. It's just been a wonderful little journey I'm on. And it's so simple and cost effective. I tell you, I've got the ingredients to make at least another 250 corn tortillas. Best tortillas I've ever eaten in my life for under $5. After you defray the cost of the press, which is only 17 bucks. And I'll be using it forever. Let's by the way, tomorrow morning, for the first 20 to 30 minutes, oh, the press will definitely outlast me. I'll put it in my will. Well, it already is, because I said all of my earthly belongings in one line. Have it all to the persons that I'm leaving my stuff to. And the poor people that I'm leaving my stuff to, every week, every week their inheritance shrinks as I give stuff away. Every week. Sorry, you're going to want me to go pretty soon because I keep giving stuff away. I'm diminishing. Yeah, sorry, inheritors. Sorry, heirs. Every week, you're losing. Who needs to give somebody else all your stuff? Nah. It's true, though. I think about it once in a while, like, should I at least offer it to my heir before I give it away? Oh, oh, thank you, Cyber. Let's get back to reading about Terence McKenna, the Mushroom Man. We have a couple of chapters we'll read today. I love this book. I love the way this author writes. Okay? Thank you guys for being here this morning. Again, that was fun to share those videos live to those people that aren't able to access my IG. Chapter 8, Food of the Gods. This book is called The Mushroom Man. By the way, you can get it on Kindle for free. It's one of those unlimited where you don't have to pay for it. Just download it to your Kindle and you have it there forever. So it's absolutely free if you're interested. Let me tell you, the author's name is James Johnson. James Johnson. This particular book is The Mushroom Man. Okay? He's written a couple more, and I'm going to be sharing those with you guys. Wait till you hear about this one. Listen to this one, we're going to enjoy. Oh, I can't wait. Because I'm such an anti borders guy, he has written a book like this style, short and concise, but about how the countries drew their borders. What was the criteria for countries drawing the borders that they've drawn over in history? Hmm? Anybody? Give me 5 people that would be interested in that. Let's learn about how countries drew their borders, especially in that I'm such an anti-border guy. Borders are the exact opposite of the Tao, but it's the history of it. I can't wait. Would that be interesting to you guys? A little bit of history on the border of countries, or forget it, pops. Chapter 8: The Mushroom Man. Food of the gods. If you ask most scientists how humans evolved, they'll talk about tools, fire, bipedalism, and brain size. If you ask Terence McKenna, mushrooms. That's what happened. We ate mushrooms. Then we started talking and dreaming and inventing God. Welcome to the stoned ape theory, McKenna's bold, bizarre, and suspiciously compelling idea that psilocybin mushrooms catalyzed the birth of human consciousness. Here's how he laid it out. About 2 million years ago, our ancestors descended from the trees and began following herds across the African savanna. Along the way, they encountered the dung of large grazing animals, prime real estate for psychedelic mushrooms. Then they started eating them. And boom, visual acuity sharpened, pattern recognition improved, language burst forth, self awareness emerged, and the mind ignited. Terence said it was the original religious experience, contact with the other, the sacred, the impossible. He called this period a Gaian symbiosis, a moment when early humans co evolved with the mushrooms, forming a bond that gave birth to music, myth, art, and the soul itself. And then agriculture, domestication, cities, hierarchy, and then dogma. Then the mushroom was forgotten. The sacred turned into religion. The visionary became the obedient. We traded the living mystery for a book, a priest, and a set of rules. In 1992, McKenna published Food of the Gods, his magnum opus, a sweeping fusion of anthropology, botany, psychedelics, and cultural criticism. His argument wasn't just evolutionary, it was political. He saw the suppression of psychedelics as a symptom of control. By the way, I see much merit in the stoned ape theory. I see much merit in it. If not that anybody asked my opinion, but I see much merit in it. Plants make you question things. Institutions don't like that. The book was controversial. Most scientists ignored it. But readers saw a story they felt was true. even if it wasn't yet provable. As he liked to say, we're the animals who discovered the other, and the other lives in mushrooms at the edge of the meadows. Chapter 9, The Last Trip. In May of 1999, Terence McKenna began experiencing intense headaches and seizures. For a man who had journeyed through hyperspace, it was strangely ironic that the real threat came from within, a glioblastoma multiforme, one of the most aggressive forms of brain cancer. He was diagnosed quickly. The tumor was inoperable. This time there would be no trip sitter, no heroic dose, and no way back. Yet he wasn't afraid. He called it an opportunity to observe death in slow motion. He'd say he wasn't afraid of dying. He's more afraid of what doctors might do to him on the way there. He didn't spiral or panic. He reflected. He began giving what would become his final interviews, recorded with shaky cameras in quiet rooms, his voice softer but still sharp. He spoke about how strange it felt to die without answers, the importance of curiosity in the face of the world, of the void, how death might be the final unfolding of the mind. In those final months, Terence didn't try to explain away death. He embraced its mystery. He had always told others to be brave in the face of the unknown. Now it was his turn. He joked that his tumor was like a mushroom, fast growing and hidden. Even then, especially then, he kept laughing. He died on April 3rd, only 2 days away. He died on April 3rd, 2000, at the age of 53, surrounded by family and dreams. No final sermon or mystical last words. Just a man who had spent his life exploring life's strangest corridors, now walking through the door he had spent decades describing. But the story didn't end with his death, because something odd happened next. His voice started echoing louder. Chapter 10, The Meme That Wouldn't Die. Terence McKenna left the Earth in 2000, but the internet was just getting started. And something weird began to happen. Clips of his voice from old lectures, cassette tapes, and fringe documentaries started surfacing on forums and early video sites. Then came remixes, and then came memes. Then came millions of curious minds asking, who is this guy talking about machine elves and time fractals and the living intelligence of nature? Suddenly, Terence was everywhere. Reminds us a lot of Alan Watts, doesn't it? He became the patron saint of the psychedelic internet, a voice tuned for the era of curiosity, collapse, and rediscovery. His ideas exploded in places he never imagined, like tea with Pops. Podcasts were quoting him by name. YouTube rips of hour-long mushroom sermons racked up millions of views. Psychedelic and art and music used his speeches like prophecy. AI voices cloned remixes of his ideas for a new generation. Even people who had never taken a psychedelic felt something in his words. A kind of permission to think differently, to explore, to wonder, to not fear the weird. His legacy helped fuel the psychedelic renaissance. It renewed research into psilocybin, DMT and MDMA, and legalization efforts, and a global rethinking of what consciousness even is. And through it all, Terrence's voice echoed, "Have a great day, Lynette. Nature is alive. Culture is not your friend. The world is made of language." Terence McKenna didn't become a guru. He became a mycelial idea, spreading quietly everywhere. He once said the mushroom told him, "If you don't talk, we can't help you." Well, he talked, and he's still talking. Chapter 11. Nature loves courage. Of all the words, this is literally going to be, I got goosebumps. I love what Terence McKenna teaches here. Of all the words Terence McKenna left behind, one quote keeps resurfacing over and over across posters and timelines, memes and minds. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. To Terence, this wasn't just poetry, it was the code behind the universe. He believed that reality isn't fixed, but alive, responsive, and playful. That when you step toward the unknown, it steps towards you. Whether he was talking about mushrooms, language, death, or evolution, the message was always the same. Be curious, be brave, and never ever forget that it's all far stranger and more beautiful than you were ever told. He didn't leave behind a dogma. He left behind a permission to ask, trip, wonder, and listen. The Mushroom Man wasn't trying to sell you answers. He just wanted you to look. Look at the plants. Look at the sky. Look at yourself. Terence said, "You are a divine being. You matter. You count. You come from realms of unimaginable power and might. And you will return to those realms." End of book. Great stuff. Terence, R.I.P. R.I.P. Terence. Let me, my favorite overall, 1 second, and we'll move to our reading of today. One second. Here it is. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a feather bed. I learned that when I started growing mushrooms. I literally learned that message. I hurled myself into the abyss of growing mushrooms. And I got obsessed with it. Uber obsessed. And mushrooms changed me. I hadn't even ingested them, and they were changing me. I started learning that I couldn't force things. I couldn't push them. I couldn't strive. That I had to wait patiently and put my mushrooms in a dark, perfectly controlled environment and let them flourish. And I started my very first mushroom lessons were about patience. And from there, I've been growing. After about a year, I started providing. And then I started hearing the stories of the healing that these mushrooms that were so sacred and already had started healing my brain before I had even taken one. I was starting to become less anxious. I had something that I was obsessed with, my hobby, and my depression scores. Not that I'd ever taken a test to get a score, but I wasn't anymore. I had something to look forward to every day. I get to grow things. And I get to grow things that are helping me. And then I started providing them. And the stories that I started hearing back about the healing nature, about you're not going to believe what this has done for me, Pops, changed me. It completely changed the direction of my life. It turned me from a taker to a giver. It took me from a taker to a giver. It took me from a place of not wanting for me, but to give information, my tutorials, how to grow them. I wasn't holding on to these things as secrets. Only I know how to do it, and I'm proprietary, and I'm going to sell it. I started out, this is, I can sell this stuff. It changed me from a profiteer. I'm not even kidding you. All because I hurled myself off of this abyss, an abyss of life, a meaningless life, into a life that had a meaning. And you guys are sitting here watching the evolution of Pops. I know you could look back. I'm an evolving creature because I hurled myself into the abyss. And guess where I landed? On a feather bed. Feather bed of the tea crew. A feather bed of friends that I would never have had. I had maybe 3 people that I communicated with on a regular basis other than my family. That was it. Not that many people wanted to be around a guy that was so intense, that was so driven, and always needed to be right. Amazing. The message is hurl yourself into the abyss. Be brave, be courageous. You will not land on a rocky escarpment below. You will land on a featherbed. Terrence told us that. And Pops took his word for it. I took his word for it. Literally, Terrence McKenna. That quote. I said, I'm doing it. I'm going long. I'm all in. And I started driving, flying around on a magic carpet. This magic carpet ride that I'm on, I never want to get off. I'll do this till the day I pass. I advise, take Terrence take Terrence at his word. You will land on a feather pet. And you're going to bounce back up and you're just going to give and give and give. I met the best people. Started having mush fests. Started reaching out in ways that I never would have done before. Healing. Healing a broken man. A man I didn't like. I can tell you today, without ego, I like myself more. I love the journey I'm on. Terrence McKenna helped send me on that journey. Is that not beautiful? Right, Kim? We all started to heal. And look how we're growing. It isn't even about numbers anymore. Remember, for a while there, it was count the numbers. I don't even care about the numbers anymore. I had somebody last night. They wrote a comment to me about these things that I've been sharing / teaching here about the Tao Te Ching. And the person said, "You do realize it's 2026, don't you?" As if I'm lost in time. As if because the Tao Te Ching is 2,500 years old, it isn't current for today. I'm not going to get contentious with that. I'm not going to try to prove to that person that I wrote them back. Yeah, it's 2026. You're right. You're right. I told you guys a couple of days ago, just say you're right. And don't get involved in the dispute. You're just trying to set me up to not live my message. I agree, Niffy. In 2026, we need more guidance than ever. Yeah. I get those on occasion. And it's okay. The old pops? Oh, I'm going to start a dispute. I'm going to start a debate with you and tell you why I'm right. Actually, you're right. It is 2026. Good call. You got it. Easy. If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinion or for or against anything. This is from the third patriarch. If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinion for or against anything. Silence is a great choice, Miss Red Badger. It's a good choice. 1 second. I was able to have a really nice discourse with Jolie, and she's incredibly intelligent, and she brings me to a place of thought. Jolie wrote to me in one of the things we were saying. She says, I've been thinking about your use of silence as a disciplined restraint. I'm trying to wrap my head around such a practice as an expressive arts therapist. I earned that doctorate as just another one for fun. May I say that you're most engaging when you express yourself? My reply came straight from the Tao. Yes, definitely you can say that. And sometimes the most engaging are the silent. Sometimes we don't have to express ourselves to be engaging. Sometimes it's the silent one. It's like, what is going on there? How's that working? Look at that guy. He's the most peaceful guy in the room. Sometimes we don't have to use words. Silence. Thank you for letting me share that, Jolie. I also received, I'm not going to read it word for word, but I also received an amazing text from Niffer's mom. Her mom gave me chills saying I'm doing the right thing inside. I was like, her mom wrote, and she expressed how much she loved her daughter. She mentioned what a wonderful voice her daughter has, which we all heard, which I think why she was responding to. She talked about how her daughter is a beautiful wife and a lovely mother and a gardener extraordinaire. And she went on to talk about how much she admired her daughter. Nipper's mom. And she was saying, I hope you don't mind I say this. Her mom talked about how the tea crew, the group, the tea, me a little bit, have made an amazing difference in their life. The mom sees the growth. Now, when you get a message from the parent, usually you're in trouble. Usually you're in trouble. No. This stuff ripples beyond what you believe. When your family sees the growth in you, when your family sees that you're practicing differently, that you're a little more peaceful, that you're a little kinder, that you're a little quieter, that you're working on yourself and you're treating others around you differently. Mary Michael, come to the office. That is harvest, my friends. That is a harvest you don't expect. But be planting. It was so beautiful. It was probably the first time I've gotten a report card from the parent. One of you guys parents out there, I got a report card. It's like, and you can see where Nipper's sweetness comes from. Right straight from Mama Roo. Okay? Came straight from her mom. The sweetest and intelligent writing. Because old Pops, he reads like, when I'm reading, can he spell? Can she spell? Not that it matters. But my brain goes there just because I graded so many papers in the past. Right, Kim? I got an A plus in cleaning. No, actually, she was giving you guys the A plus. She was giving you guys the A plus, and I was just like somewhat involved. Kim, nothing good comes from parents calling. No, You know what I'm talking about. Nothing good comes when the parents call. And this one was like, oh, geez, should I open it? Mm. uh, Hurl yourself into the abyss. Gosh, I'm touched. Mm. Kim, Kim, we know what we're talking about here. Nothing good comes from a parent calling. Oh, gosh. Uh, if you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinion for or against anything. Zen teaches that our opinions and concepts create suffering. We create suffering with our opinions, with our concepts. Keep them to yourself. Here's a creepy old saying. I have to say it. I don't like it very much. But opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. It's icky. That's an icky saying, but it's true. Everybody has them, and they stink. Okay? Sorry, I had to put that one on you guys. All right? Oh, think about it. They all stink. At the heart of this teaching lies a profound insight. The mind's attachment to opinion obscures reality. When we take sides, when we hold opinions for or against anything, we reinforce the illusion of separation. Illusion of separation. We live in illusions. Yeah, Hurry, that's an old one. I think some of us have used it before. It was it's appropriate timing for now, for what we're saying here. We can share it for the next 5 minutes or so. When we hold opinions for or against anything, we reinforce the illusion of separation. This division prevents us from seeing the world as it is. The truth as presented by Sin Sin Ming is not found by clinging to one position or rejecting another. It's revealed when all opinions fall away. This is so hard, but it's not once we practice. We have been taught to have our opinions. Your opinion matters. Your opinion counts. We want to know what your opinion is. What's your opinion? What if we didn't have any at all? For or against, there wouldn't be separation. The moment I have an opinion, I've taken a point of view, and I'm closing myself off to all other points of view. That's the illusion of choice. It arises from the belief that reality can be divided into categories. We've been taught this. It can either be right or wrong. It can be good and bad. It can be self or other. This belief creates an artificial conflict where none truly exists. None truly exists. We make the separation. Nature doesn't. I can't help but continue to use the sun metaphorically. It does not divide. It supplies all. It supplies to the mass murderer. It supplies to the baby in the crib. It doesn't decide. There's a scripture. It says, be the respecter of none. Does that mean don't respect anybody? No. Look at what the Greek word of respect meant. It meant judge, divide. Judges, they have to divide the baby. Solomon had to threaten to cut a baby in half. Here, you get this half of the baby and you get this half of the baby, because two ladies were arguing over whose baby it was. Judges in their position have to divide. Now, in a legal system, that makes sense, but not in opinion sense. In truth, these opposites are interdependent. You can't have good without bad. You can't have left without right. You can't have self without other. As long as we remain trapped in the habit of choosing between them, we're going to fail to perceive the deeper unity that underlies all things. It's 2026, you know. That's an archaic way of thinking. Really? This is the way the world should be thinking right now. Instead, we're divided. I have an opinion on what's going on in the Middle East. I'm having no opinion. If I was born over there, I'd have their opinion. If I was born here, I have this side's opinion. And therefore, we're going to drop bombs on each other. That's what happens. Because we have opinions. We end up drawing borders and dropping bombs on each other. Wars, killing innocent children. Children in school here. Because this guy's leader and that guy's leader had their opinions. Babies die. Because they remained in a trap of choosing. They forget that there's a deeper unity, that we're all human. The Zen emphasizes direct experience over conceptual understanding. Our judgments about reality are merely mental constructs, not reality itself. The mind divides the world into pairs of opposites. But these distinctions aren't inherent in the world. They came from our culture. They came from our illusion of choice. They are projections of thought. They aren't reality. The moment we grasp that, grok that, we start living different lives. What's your opinion on this, Pops? I have no opinion. Ask me what my experience is. I can tell you that. Direct experience, as emphasized by the Zen. That's all they talk about. Experience, not opinion. And just my own personal experience. I cannot speak to anyone else's. When we release our attachment, our program to these mental divisions, the world reveals itself as whole and undivided. The food chain relies on the food chain. It's whole and it's undivided. There are predator and there are prey. And it works out that way because if there weren't, there'd be too many deer. There'd be too many bears. There'd be too many giraffes. The world's balanced. It's humans that take it out of balance. This creature with an illusion of choice, nature doesn't choose. The bear doesn't choose. It does what it does instinctually, based off of its nature. And that's it. And it's in perfect balance until we get involved. We push it out of balance. We overpopulate. We underpopulate. We do that because we have this illusion of choice. We're the best species. We're the worst when we're living the illusion of choice. The world is whole and it's undivided. We bring in the division. You bring it into your personal life. Every time you have an opinion. Every time you teach your children listen to you. I listened to my dad. My dad had an opinion. He'd sit in his armchair like Archie Bunker. He had his chair. And he would speak back to the TV, voicing his opinion, telling the TV, oh, you're right or you're wrong, whatever he was listening to. Usually they were wrong and he was right. And he was a political animal. Oh, labor unions. Gotta believe in labor unions. Big labor union guy. Nothing wrong with labor unions. Don't get me wrong. Well, maybe some things wrong. But anyways, big labor union guy. What do you think my opinions were when I was in school? Labor unions. Absolutely. I was a parent of my father. My father didn't sit me down and teach me. I listened to my parents. And what they said went in and it stuck and it became part of my domestication. What are you teaching yours? What are you teaching not just your children, but by your example? What are you modeling to the universe? Let's model this. Let's not have opinions. Let's just discuss our experiences and share them in a way that's kind and good. Judgments are merely mental constructs. Final thought for today. This teaching does not mean we cannot discern or act. It means that actions can arise spontaneously from clarity rather than being driven by a rigid mental position. I grew up with rigid mental opinions and positions. Very rigid. And mine were right, by the way. Yours weren't. You can act spontaneously from clarity. When the mind is free of opinions, it becomes responsive rather than reactive. Does that make sense? Give me 5 people that get that. We don't want to be reactive. We want to be responsive to what's actually going on in clarity from an unclouded, unopinionated mind. Then you're available. You're available to help heal the world. And in so doing, you're healing yourself. Your anxiety and your depression and your traumas fall away. Because those are all parts of opinions that you either bought into or were programmed into you. In this state of openness, we engage in life fully without being bound by preconceived judgments. That's the message for today. Don't be bound. Don't start out with an opinion. Be an empty slate that only experience writes itself on. And hurl yourself into the abyss. The abyss of something new, of a new way of thinking, of a new way of being. Become that new creation. It doesn't start with an opinion. It starts as a blank slate and stays blank. Except for the experiences that you have. And relish those experiences. As I relish the simple thing as making a tortilla. This guy couldn't relish making a tortilla for the life of him a few years ago. Just go buy one. What the heck? You don't have to make them. Really? Have you tried making one? No. Try it. Don't have an opinion. Try it. See what's going to happen when you make your own. Wow. That was the best darn tortilla I've ever had in my whole life. You guys get what I'm saying. Much better and cheaper making your own. And egg rolls too, and anything else. Well, I couldn't possibly make one. Really, that's an opinion of yourself. Try it. Tony G, have a nice day. I should try that, right, Mike? Some wontons. Same concept as an egg roll, pretty much. I love you guys. Thanks for listening to me today. Thank you so much. Thank you to Nipper's mom. That was super sweet. Hurl yourself today. Hurl yourself into the new life that you want to live. Hurling yourself into that new life. And you're going to float around on a magic carpet just like Pops is doing. And the minute I have an opinion, it's like putting brakes on my magic carpet. No brakes for me. I just want to float. You guys have a wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, awe-filled day today. And laugh a lot. And remember, you're a model. You are a model. And people watch and people listen. Remember that. You don't even know it. And there's parents out there watching you too. It's amazing. 4 things. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personal. Have no expectations. Make no assumptions. And do your best. You guys get out there and do your best. And thank you for being here today. Sincerely. Look at all the love here today, you guys. You guys are out of control. Let me scroll you guys out of here. Mike Butterball. Good morning, Mikey. Handsome Butterball. Nipper Mama, I love you. You know that. Very, very much. Married Michael. Nice to see you, Daniel. And Ms. Red Badger. Always nice to see Ms. Ms. Red Badger. Nerdy. There's my best smile. Happiest smile guy I've ever known. Cyber Jolie, sweet lady, thanks for letting me share your thoughts to me. Jesus Christ in Australia. And Tony G, good guy. And Cleany, we're like that, bro. And who else? Sam, good morning, Sam. And Kimberly, tamales. Ooh, good one, Kim. Gotta go tamale. Gotta go tamale. Good call. And Tyler, nice to see you, Tyler. And who else? Mello. Good morning, Mello. You make a man. And who else is here? Dully, Dully Gig Gent Wrangler, my co-cart. Thank you. I didn't say that anything close to correct. I'll practice. Vegas and Nerdy. And Leroy. He's a coach. And Herbie on Werbs. Good morning, Herbs. And Ray Cook. And who else do we have here? Laura, have a divine day. You are divine. Bud. Good morning, Bud. Zozo LSD and Canito. Canito. Trenty the Trenty Trenterson. Classic. And who else is here that I haven't said hello to? Who else had said something? Jimmy Max, all the way to the max. And Hags. Hags, you have a phenomenal day. We're going to be hanging out pretty soon. Sammy P. Loves me some Sammy P. And Tyler again. And who else here this morning? Who else do we have? The Waz, Wizzy the Wazzy Wazerton. I found myself in a foxhole with Waz. And there was a romance novel close by. He was on the cover. Get out of here. You guys go have a good day. Pops, peace, love each other and others. And spread goodness, kindness without your opinion. Pops out.